Welcome to Wayne County Now in Depth. I'm Dustin Fuller. Today, our special guest is David Savage. He's with the Community of Christ Church in Fairfield as we are talking Donorama 2024. We will talk about Donorama 2024 plus many of the blood drives going on at Community of Christ Church after this timeout for our sponsors.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
When you need concrete or masonry work, New Gen Concrete is your go-to in Wayne County and the surrounding area. They can help you finish that concrete project with anything from flat work, stairs and stem walls to decorative stamping and masonry resurfacing. New Gen Concrete, set in stone on Williamson Drive in Fairfield. Call 618-516-5002 or email them at newgenconcretellc@yahoo.com to get on the schedule today. At One Step Ahead and HME in Fairfield, the customer's health and comfort is their top priority. They carry a full line of home medical equipment, plus respiratory care items, diabetic footwear, and supplies that you need. And they make it easy with the ability to drop ship directly to your home. Plus, there's the added convenience of a local office at 1010 West Main in Fairfield with a friendly staff and an easy-to-use app. Now offering Dexcom and Freestyle Libre continuous glucose monitors. That's One Step Ahead and HME in Fairfield.
And welcome back. Joining us is a man who's got special hats, several special hats, and he's our special guest, David Savage, representing Community of Christ Church in Fairfield out on Windsor Lane. Hard to believe, Donorama is here already.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest blood drive that we have through the year. We have blood drives every other month. We start in January, then we have one in March, and one in May, and then one in July. And like I said, after July, then we have, let's see, what would that be? September, and then we have and one in November. So we have 6 a year. But Donorama is our big event in July. And at Donorama, we give away pork burgers. And of course, that's the Wayne County way. It's that if you feed them, they will come.
Very much so. And you can go out on any Saturday pretty much in Wayne County. There's some pork burger fundraiser going on somewhere.
That's true. And I'll tell you what, I always laughed. I never thought I would ever see this, but I saw one in January, and I thought, oh my gosh! Now that's people addicted. People were lined up, and they go, man, I got to get a fix. And like I said, this always. Oh, would you throw something down there?
No, I didn't
okay.
do it.
Anyway,
technology or whatever.
There you go. Anyway, say this one is always big, and we have the Fairfield Lions Club donates pork burgers to our drive, and we have nice people like Jeff Zerlini who come and they cook for us, and they just do such a wonderful job. And then, like I said, the girls back there in the kitchen, everyone says, well, you have a really nice blood drive there at your church. And I told them, I said, it wouldn't be anything without the ladies in the kitchen. Diane Vaughn lines all that up, and she does a lot of that, I'd say almost all the advertising that you see in Wayne County for any blood drive. Diane's taking care of that. She even puts her own personal number on there if you want to, call the last minute and try to get an appointment, and get squared away. But like I said, she's got a fine group of people back there. Those ladies who help her are just outstanding. And it's always different people from, but like I said, they come in and donate their time. So we always have a good meal. But July, we especially have a big meal. We have that, like I say, the Donorama.
And how long is this blood drive that the Community of Christ Church puts on. How long has this been going on?
Well, let's see. Noah landed the boat. No, it's not quite that long ago, but it's been several years. Prior to our building our Family Life Center there to Community of Christ, the blood drive was held at the Catholic Church, and they asked if they were looking for a little bit larger facility, and when we built our facility back in 2000. We very shortly after opening our Family Life Center started holding the Wayne County blood drives there. Now I know there are other blood drives in Wayne County. I know the hospital has a very nice blood drive, as well as I think some of our other neighboring communities. But like I said, the Fairfield Community of Christ blood drive has been in existence well over 20 years.
It's a long time, and the need for blood now is just as great, if not greater, than ever.
Well, I tell you what, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, but every 2 seconds, and you think about that, every 2 seconds, someone in the United States needs a blood transfusion. Now, I know we have 300 million people in the United States. I get that. A lot of people. But still, every 2 seconds, my gosh, that's a lot. So there is a great need for people to come and to donate blood.
There is, and I've never seen it done on the patient side receiving the blood until about January. So I just lost my mom in January, and one thing they did is she had to take a blood donation because of some stuff, and just the fact that someone was nice enough to give the gift of life to try to help out someone in need. That's just such a blessing. It
is too. And I'll tell you what, you see people that just come out of the woodwork. We had a man named Larry who he unfortunately can no longer donate blood, but he donated. I think he was up almost close to 25 gallons. Now you stop and think. There's 8 donations to make 1 gallon.
Yeah.
So if you have 25 gallons, that's tremendous. I think I'm around 10 or 11 gallons, and I think that's a lot. But 25, my gosh. So when he got to the point where he could no longer donate, we had a little special ceremony for him. Had a little plaque and everything, and Red Cross came in and donated. It was very nice. But you see people like Larry and other people like that who come in and donate, and you just see the joy in their face. So I mean that's just one of the benefits. A lot of times people ask me, and they say, Dave, what's the real benefit of donating blood? I said, well, first of all, you're helping somebody else. I said, that's the primary benefit from it. But I said, there's benefits for you individually. So I don't understand. What do you mean individually? I said, well, first of all, when you come in, have you ever donated here with us?
I have not.
Okay. Well, if you were to come in and donate, you would check in with me at the registration table, and then you would be called back, and the staff from American Red Cross comes in, and they do what I call a free health screening. I mean, they'll check your blood pressure, they'll check your pulse, they check your iron, they check a lot of different things. And sometimes, not often, but every once in a while, something will turn up. You'll find out that there is a possible issue you weren't aware of, and you wouldn't have been aware of it because a lot of people don't go to the doctor, unless they're really down and out sick, and sometimes it's too late. But we can. And I'm not saying it's a magic cure-all. It's not, Dave's Wonder Clinic down there or anything.
Right.
But you can come in and maybe have something that shows up that you weren't aware of, and you can maybe treat that before it gets out of hand. So there's a benefit, And pardon me. Another thing that's a benefit, and a lot of people aren't aware of this, is that if you donate blood, you have chances of having a healthier heart or vascular system. Now, I've read up on this. I thought, okay, right. Somebody told me that. But if you stop and think about it, it reduces a lot of the risk factors for stroke and, for having issues with hardening of the arteries, issues like that. Because when you donate, a lot of people aren't aware of this. The viscosity of your blood lowers. And a lower viscosity of anything, it flows easier.
Yeah, and also too, your heart regenerates new blood.
Yes, it does. It does. We have different types of donations, and in a little while we'll talk about that. But like I said, I know I donate on something that's called a power red, and you can't only do that every drive. You can't do that every drive, but I always feel more energy the next day. Not right off the bat, not like when I walk out. I can't go run the 100-meter or anything like that. But the next day, I seem like I have a little extra rush, from this. So like I say, there's a benefit there. The other benefit that I always tell people, and that's what we talked about originally, you're helping somebody else. How do you feel when you help someone?
Oh, it's this amazing feeling that you're doing something good for someone else, and I mean, it's even better that you're not expecting anything in return.
Exactly. You're not doing this for any kind of gain, but the endorphins, I guarantee you, that are released in your mind, that I've done something to help someone else. Like you said, without expecting anything in return. Now, I mean, we always have giveaways and things like that, and Diane is always excellent about lining up a drawing. We always have a couple winners with something like that. But the people who come aren't coming for that. They're coming to do something to help somebody. But I always tell people, I said, if nothing else, come and get fed, because even though this is our big Donorama, pork burger, all that thing, most of the time we always have like ham salad or cheese spread or ham sandwich or something like that, and chips and grapes and juice drinks and water and things. And somebody came to our drive who was not originally from here. And this first time they came to our drive, they said, "Oh my gosh, I've never been fed so well." We feed people really well. I don't know if that's a Community of Christ thing in there or what, but we've always believed that if you feed them, they will come.
That's like every church I've been to. That's been the saying. If there's free food, people show up.
Yeah, what's the old thing? If it's free, it's for me. There you go. And like I said, it's a great thing. One thing we didn't mention when this drive is. Is it okay to plug that right now?
Yeah. I was going to work on getting to that point, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, our drive, of course, is this Wednesday, July the 10th, from 11:30 to 5:30, and we do walk-ins. Now, of course, appointments get preference. That's just, I want everybody to know that beforehand. But we'll put out signs out in Delaware there directing people down to the Community of Christ where the drive is being held in the Family Life Center. So again, that, like I said, that's this Wednesday from 11:30 to 5:30. And by the way, I heard you plug that this morning. I really appreciated that.
It was a pleasure to do that. And by the way, we pulled up on the podcast, if you're watching the video side, Red Cross's website, critical need for blood donors, as the Red Cross. This is just the Red Cross alone. If you make an appointment on the Red Cross website, you have a chance to win, for donating blood this month, a 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn. That's a pretty big giveaway.
Yeah. Now, I understand that's not for every drive.
Yeah,
it's not like there's one.
And just to clarify, this is national, but I just pulled this up on the Red Cross Blood Drive website. So, for example, I am on the website right now. If you're watching the video end, like on Facebook or on our YouTube channel, you're watching me type in Fairfield zip code right there, and then you get to see upcoming times. It's very simple. The very first one that pops up is Community of Christ Blood Drive. You can click on the button. You can set up a time. There's several times available, by the way. And is it one of those things that, say you get filled up, you're filled up, or will you take every donor possible? Well,
now that's a good question, and I'm glad you asked that. As I said earlier, people with an appointment take priority, and we we have always had a very, very good turnout in the tri-state area, Western Kentucky, Southern Indiana, Southern Illinois. They have about 25 drives that they have regularly. We are always in the top 2 or 3 every time. I said, well, how do we get to be number 1? They said, well, first of all, you're going to have to compete with Toyota in Princeton, because Toyota lets their employees come out to a mobile unit and pays them while they're doing that. And I said,
Oh, wow.
I said, nah, I think I'm probably not going to beat them. But after that, we're always number 2 or 3. So that's a great thing. Like I said, we will take people and we will try to get them in as soon as possible. I will tell people, if you're looking for a walk-in time, the slowest period of time we seem to have is somewhere around 2 o'clock to 3:30. And if you're like, well, I'd like to call and make an appointment, those times are available. But if you're doing a walk-in, a lot of times you can walk in there and we can get you in. But again, if I have somebody there with an appointment, I have to take them first.
While we have some time, let's talk about the differences in the donations. Like several years ago, Red Cross introduced this thing called Power Red Cell or Double Red Cell donation.
Power Red, right.
Power
Red. What that is when that Power Red donation goes in, you're actually giving 2 units, but you're getting your plasma passed back into you. So the blood that you are giving can be split out for red platelets. It can be put out for plasma. And there's a third item that... hang on just a minute. Let me hang that up. I apologize for that.
It happens.
Well, I've got a lot of people asking me questions about a variety of things. So anyway, back on this there. And there's a third item that can be done, but we can't do that here. In the larger metropolitan areas, you can. But anyway, if you stop and think, if I donate 1 unit, well, I help 1 person. But if you do this Power Red, you're helping 2 to 3 people. And so that's always a positive thing. I will tell people that if you do the Power Red, it does take a little bit longer. So don't walk in and go, oh, I'm going to walk in, give my blood, and in about an hour I'll be out. You're probably about an hour and a half. It's a little bit longer.
For those that maybe have never donated blood, oh, I'm just going to donate blood, walk right out. I don't think that's how it works, does it?
No, it doesn't. First of all, back when I first started donating blood a long time ago, you'd walk in and they'd say, how you feeling today? Good? Hop up on the table. And that was it. Now there are so many screening things that go on, and rightfully so. I mean, to keep our blood supply safe, we want to make sure that it's screened properly. And they put you through a lot of questions. That is one thing that if you go to the American Red Cross app, on your phone, you can actually answer those questions before you come in. Now, I want to warn people, if you're going to do that, you need to do that the day of the drive. If you do it like the night before and you come in, it doesn't show up. It wipes it out after a certain period of time. So you want to make sure that you do it that morning before you come in 11:30 or later. But like I say, you screen, and like I said, after that screening's done, then like I said earlier, you almost have like a free health screening there. They'll check your blood pressure, they'll check your pulse, they'll check your iron, all these different things going on. When that's done, then they take you over to a table, and then you are they put a needle into your arm to draw the blood out. And by the time you pump your unit out, they tape you up, they send you back. And I will tell you that we insist that people go to the snack table back there in the back, and even if they don't eat anything, at least drink to build their fluids back up. And by the time you do all that, it's a strong hour.
Yeah, very much so. And after the blood drive on Wednesday, your next drive is September the 18th, and then your next one after that is November 13th.
That's correct.
And we were talking about the Power Red donations a little while ago. There is a different timetable on when you can donate if you do a regular donation compared to Power Red Cell.
Right. If you do a regular donation, you can come in every time we're open. Now, I will throw this reminder out there to people. if you find a site that you're going to donate at, stay at that site. Don't jump from this site to the next one next month, because you have to have 56 days between donations, even when you're giving a regular just 1 unit donation, standard donation. When you do that, you have to have 56 days in between. So if you go over to, let's say, the hospital, which they have, like I say, they've got a very, very nice drive. You go over there and then you try to come to ours, you will not have the 56 days in between, and it will throw you off. So that's why I always tell people, I said, I'm not telling you don't go somewhere else. That's fine, but pick a site and stay with that one, because they will have their drives set up just like we do, so that your timetable is correct.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that if you're day 55, nope.
No, I laugh. In the past, when they would do that, they'd check, like they'd get your card, and on the back of your card would have the date, and they'd do it, and they say, well, your iron's good, and it's okay, we'll put you through. Now, the machinery that they have there, the computer equipment and everything that logs all this stuff in, the minute you log in, under your name, and it shows up, it says 55 days, it locks up. You don't move forward. It's like, thanks for coming in, but we can't take your blood today. Well, I can't come any other time. Well, I apologize, but we can't take it. They're very strict, and there's a reason for that. You can only have so many units taken out of you in a 12-month period, and that's why the 56-day limit is in there. Now, I also want to remind everyone, if that Power Red thing sounds good to them, because I like it, I use it myself, because that way I don't have to donate every time. You donate every other. So instead of donating 6 times a year, you donate 3. You're still given the same credit for donation, because it's a double. We used to call it double red. It's Power Red is what it really goes. But when you get a double, you get 2 unit credit on your account if you're one of those people that likes to collect pins, But you have to have a certain blood type. Now, any negative blood type you can give double red. If you have a positive blood type, the only type you can give is O positive.
So I would not be.
What, do you know your blood type?
AB positive.
AB positive. No, you'd be. They'd thank you. You could donate regular, but you couldn't do the double. And also, you have to be a certain weight and all that. And I remember when we used to do these at the high school when I was the superintendent up there, and it would say, you have to weigh 110 pounds. Yeah. And some of the girls would come in, and there's no way.
No way.
A wind would blow them away. There's no way they were 100. Honey, are you sure you weigh 100? Oh, yeah, I'm 110. I'm 110. They'd get down there. 105 maybe, and then
time to go bulk up.
Yeah, you got to go back. But you talk about that bulking up. There are tips that people need to keep in mind if they're going to donate. And if we've got some time, I'd like to share a few.
We have all the time in the world. This is a podcast.
Okay,
we're not constrained by radio timing. Go right ahead.
Okay. Well, the number one thing that I'm going to remind everybody about is to hydrate, especially in the summer. Drink plenty of water. Water, not iced tea, not soda, not coffee, water. First of all, we know that when we drink water, it's good for our health in general. But when you donate water ahead of time, donate water. Let's try that again. When you drink water before you donate, and don't drink a gallon just before you walk in, but a couple days ahead of time. If you're drinking plenty of water, when they get ready to look for your vein to put that needle in, it goes in so much easier. I'm a person that has a very shallow, and they're hard to find. So if I don't drink a lot of water, I feel like a voodoo doll down there. They're poking and poking and poking and trying to find that vein. So you don't want that to happen. Drink plenty of water. And like I said, even if you don't donate blood, that's just a good health practice. Someone asked me they said, well, what about iced tea? Iced tea is one of the worst things that you can drink prior to a blood drive, because a lot of people aren't aware of this. When you drink iced tea, your iron level goes down. And if you don't have a certain iron level, you don't get to donate. So, I would encourage people to cut back on the iced tea, the hot tea. I know this is a hot time of year and we like to drink a lot of iced tea. But if you're planning on donating, as a matter of fact, I would say today we're doing this on Monday. You would 2 days out definitely cut back on your iced tea. Another thing to do before you come in is eat well before you come donate. Don't skip breakfast. Are you a breakfast eater?
I love breakfast. It's a requirement at 3:30 in the morning.
Well, okay. And a lot of people are not breakfast eaters, or they'll drink a cup of coffee and that's their breakfast of champions, and that's it. Well, if you don't eat well beforehand, it can cause problems later on. So make sure you eat breakfast before you come in that day. Also, a lot of people like to exercise, and they'll say, when they get done, they'll say, well, now, can I go to the gym, or, can I go out and walk my 2 miles that I normally walk each night? No. If you're going to donate, make sure you exercise prior to coming in. Now, you can exercise beforehand, no issue. But afterwards, you really need to rest and let your fluids replenish. So you don't need to be exercising afterwards.
The idea of that is you don't want to be the one they have to use the blood donation for.
Exactly, or bringing you back, resuscitate you. No, you don't want any of that. I used to laugh when the girls would put the bandage on my arm there after donate. They'd say, "Now remember, no heavy lifting. Be careful, rest, drink plenty of fluids." I said, "Can you write on there for my wife? Don't do dishes, because I think that those dishes are pretty heavy." And they just laughed. No, I don't think we can add that. But no heavy lifting. Try to rest and again continue to drink plenty of fluids, especially water, to replenish and get you back up to your normal self. Now, I will tell you, that's one of the issues that has come up in my years of at the table there registering people. A lot of times people will say, "I got denied," especially ladies. And when I asked them, do you mind telling me what happened? They said, "Yeah, my iron was too low." So I've always told them, the things about don't drink the iced tea, try to drink lots of water, things like that. The other thing is to take iron supplements. Now, I had a lady come in and she said, "Dave, you told me to take those iron supplements," and I did, and it didn't help a bit. I said, "Well, when did you take them?" They said, "About 2 hours before I came in." No. That's not how iron supplements work. You need to be taking them, like a week, out, 2 days minimum, but probably better a week out, and build your iron back up. And someone said, "So, what iron supplements should I get?" And they laugh when I tell them this, but it is a fact. The best iron supplement that anybody can take is Flintstones chewable vitamins with iron. Now you're grinning, you're laughing.
I knew you were going to say that.
The Flintstones?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Well, the ladies out at Walmart have said before, let us know when your blood drives are, because we're going to stock that heavy, because they said we run out. They run out of those from time to time because people come in and I have a history of low iron, so I'm going to really go dose up on these. Now, don't overdo it. You don't mega dose, no, but you just follow the directions on a bottle. But Flintstones chewable vitamins with iron, that's the best source because it goes into your system quicker than anything else.
Well, another thing I think of on my end, proteins.
Oh yeah. Red meats.
Red meats.
Yeah. And here's one that I wasn't aware of, and this was a veteran Red Cross person that told me this. They said, ask them if they've got an iron skillet. Oh, okay. Why? They said, if you cook with an iron skillet, it will also boost your iron. I don't know if the iron releases into the food or what, but anyway, it will boost your iron. So they talked about that, try to use iron skillet. But the main one that I tell people, and that one I feel safer telling them about, is the Flintstones chewable vitamins with iron. Maybe we should make them a sponsor.
I don't know. We'll have to talk with their parent company, see if they want to invest.
There you go. And another thing, like I said earlier, pick a place where you're going to do, if you're going to do this regularly, pick a place where you can donate and stay with that location, be it the hospital, be it here, be it the high school, be it somewhere here in Wayne County. Pick a spot and stay with it. Do not jump from spot to spot because your days will get all messed up. You don't want that to happen. But those are probably the best tips that I have for anybody.
Well, just a reminder, blood supplies critically low. They always are.
Mm-hmm. But
Definitely
especially
this time of the year.
this summertime is one of the worst. And because people are more active, they get out and they do more things, and there are more accidents happening. And because of that, you have people that have need for a blood transfusion.
You can schedule an appointment online for the Donorama Blood Drive. That is set for the Community of Christ Church. It's Wednesday from 11:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Go online to redcrossblood.org. You can register through the Red Cross app. You can also walk in. David would be more than happy to say hi. How are you?
Or I tell you what, if you want to, the day of, if you a lot of times people say, Dave, I just don't know what my schedule is going to look like. If they'll call me at 618-516-1229, I can look at the schedule there and I can tell them what's open. I can write them in right then.
David Savage joining us from Community of Christ Church. We're talking about Donorama 2024. That is coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, July 10th, 11:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. out on Windsor Lane.
1 block south of McDonald's. That's what I always tell people.
And you can get pork burgers tomorrow for your donation.
That's right. Pork chips, fruit, drinks, all kinds of nice things.
And it's the right price for after donating the blood.
There you go, my friend. I do want to say one thing, though. I am just a tad disappointed with your background that you did not give Donorama its proper due. Like those guys who used to do the race cars on Sunday. Donorama!
But we can work on that.
You have to hammer this. This is going to have to get better. I mean,
we can work on it.
This almost sounds like PBS here for a minute, like...
Donorama 2024.
Be there, be there, be there. There you go. See, something like that. That just jumps at people.
Wednesday. It's the big Donorama for blood all year in Wayne County.
Free pork burgers to everyone who donates. There you go.
And that's not all. You get to give the gift of life to everyone that's in need.
There you go. See, now that is the way to do it right there. You got to build this thing. You got to crescendo that bad boy.
Community of Christ Church, Windsor Lane, south of McDonald's in Fairfield.
All right. Hey, what else can we talk about here?
I think that was our main thing today, was talking about Donorama. What else is going on with the Lions Club? Because I know you're affiliated with the Lions Club as well.
Well, I tell you what, as I said earlier in our program here, the Lions have donated the pork burgers that we'll be cooking up on Wednesday, which that's always very much appreciated. And of course, we just came off of a big event here back in May. We did our first, I call it the first annual Fairfield Lions Club car show, and it was quite a success.
Yeah, I heard it was a great show.
I didn't remember. Were you able to get out or not? I know
I
you were looking.
I did not get out to that one. I was in the middle of something.
Well, like I said, that was very, very well attended. We had over 100. I think we had 102 entries, 102, 103, something like that. And we thought, my gosh, if we get 70 or 80, we'll be tickled pink. And have over 100 in your first year. That was great, and it really turned out well. We had people from all over the tri-state coming in, and the only comment they had when they left was, "You're going to do this again next year, right?" So it's the club has voted to do that. The Fairfield Lions Club is an organization that does a lot of things. Matter of fact, besides helping with the food, when we get our blood drive finished up, there comes that time where you got to put everything away and clean up. The Lions are always really good about coming and helping, putting everything up, cleaning it up, leaving it better than it was before they came in. So, like I said, the Lions Club does a lot of things here in Wayne County, and I think that people are appreciative of that. But if you ever see a lion out on the street, let's try that again. If you see a Fairfield Lions Club member out on the street, if you see a lion on the street, run. But if you see a Fairfield Lions Club member out on the street, you might want to tell them thank you for what you do. They do a lot for kids who have problems with their hearing and people with vision issues. We do glasses for a lot of young kids who can't afford glasses otherwise. We do recycling projects. We have a huge recycling project the Saturday after January 1st. And we take in everything possible. We take aluminum cans, we take glasses, we take computer cartridges, ink cartridges, keys, and then all that. The biggest one is to use Christmas lights. I have people call me like in July, and they'll say, "Hey, any chance you're taking those Christmas lights? I was cleaning my garage out," and I said, "Yeah, well, we take them, but it's in January." But, we use all that. We recycle that. Money that's raised for that then goes back into Wayne County, and we use that here to help with various projects.
David Savage with both the Lions Club and also Community Christ Church talking about Donorama 2024. I'm trying to work on it.
You're getting there. Yeah, you got to throw that last one. Be there or be square. That's always a classic you can put on there. So.
Very true, very true. But our time is come and gone for the day. David, thank you for joining us.
Well, glad to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. Is David Savage talking about Donorama 2024, taking place on Wednesday, tomorrow, at Community of Christ Church on Windsor Lane, just a block south of McDonald's in Fairfield. Tomorrow on our show, we are scheduled to have Mayor Gary Moore as our guest. We're going to recap what happened at the Fairfield City Council meeting last night. This is Wayne County Now in Depth. We will catch you again on Wednesday.